Please do.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Honorable Dr. Omane Boamah, I'm reliably informed by some widows of officers that when their husbands pass on, they are supposed to receive some benefits. And these benefits take between 1 to 3 years. And it takes so much time for them to receive these benefits. What are you going to do to help our women, the widows, because they are in pain and they'll need these, benefits to sort themselves out? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we need to expedite the processes. And in fact, maybe for good reason, it's not even spouses of deceased officers and other ranks, if this is the situation. Even when people retire, sometimes it takes a long time for them to have their gratuity. And I'm told it's because the calculations are based on actuals. And so they would have to wait for the retirement age before those calculations are done. We began some discussions on it as they were briefing me. I raised issues that I would just want them to begin to exercise their minds on. With your blessings, if I get to the ministry, we will take this up and look at how best we can work on some of these things efficiently using IT systems to assist, because of what benefit is that going to be to the widow when the money is going to be received, let's say 1 whole year after the husband passes away? But it is not just restricted to them. There's even a story of a former CDS calling after about 6 months of leaving office to remind them of his gratuity. And it is something that we intend to work on to ensure that the processes are hastened. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any further question?
Thank you, Chairman. I wish to congratulate Honorable Dr. Omane Boamah, and I wish you God's blessing.
Towards the success of the Defense Ministry. VAG is asking you to consider the rationalization of their pensions together with some other non-commissioned officers. Is this something that you are going to take a critical look at when you assume office? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Welfare is at the heart of my politics. And so anything that will benefit the people is dear to my heart. I'll definitely take it up, discuss it thoroughly with the finance ministry, and we will situate it within the context of the financial challenges that we have. But you can be rest assured that we can even have innovative ways of ensuring inflows, new and additional inflows, so that we can take care of them very well. Not always inputs coming from only government, but to diversify the other sources where we can have inflows from, just to make sure that they have decent livelihoods. Because in fact, most of these people did not benefit from the kind of tiered pension system that we are having today. And there are deplorable situations in which they find themselves. And it is even also the reason why it is not just about money that people are going to receive, but also even healthcare. You can imagine somebody in Koforidua having to come all the way to 37 Military Hospital for surgery. Can there be arrangements between the 37 Military Hospital and the Koforidua Regional Hospital for such surgeries to be done? And then offsets are ensured, just to give our veterans the kind of dignity and appreciation that we have for the service that they rendered our nation. Thank you.
Thank you. I know for some time, Chairman, this is just a follow-up, that some of the civil that establishment, and I'll entreat you to look at it. Chairman, my second question. I'll go to my second question. You are the second medical doctor to be assuming...
You are no longer asking a supplementary question.
No.
Because you say civilian employees have not received their pay slip. Since when? You just left power.
Chairman, stop babysitting the nominee. Let me ask my question. This is babysitting from the chairman. Second medical doctor to assume the chair as Minister for Defense after Dr. Kwame Adokufo, who was the president of the Medical Council, Ghana Medical Association. He built the Defense Ministry under his tenure. I know a lot has also been done by previous administrations. The military is an institution where they are kind of very jealous with their ranks and positions and what have you. I know you to be a very strict person, but the military too, they don't compromise. You are going to be a member of the Armed Forces Council. The CDS's role is defined in the Constitution under Article 213 or so, thereabout. How sure are you, looking at your nature, are you going to be able to work with these officers who don't joke with their ranks, their positions, having been able to serve for over 20, 30 years, have risen to this level? And they say, Kofi Omane Boamah, this young man is coming to tell us to do this, like Nitiwo, excuse my language, was also brought here as a young man to do. You know what I'm talking about. They need your assurance and cooperation, and they want to hear from you. I'm sure they are all watching you across the country and also abroad. So they want to know who Dr. Kofi Omane Boamah is, their new Minister of Defense.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Some of them are here. The service commanders are here, and that should be an indication of how even the collaboration has. Some is also here, and so we will continue to engage in wide consultation. In fact, I'm not trained a military person. To all that I've said here, I credit them with this knowledge, and you'll be amazed the plethora of briefs that they have sent and the quality of the language. You'll be amazed. The good thing is that I've been with them before. I was with some generals when they were lieutenant colonels, and they risen all the way to that point. So be rest assured, medicine has a way of letting you fit in many situations, letting you face many challenges. And the same way that I treated them and their families with respect, with dignity, and with professionalism, whilst at 37 Military Hospital, they can be rest assured that when I was living 16, 17 years ago, I'm coming back even to do it bigger and better. Thank you.
Chairman, I don't have a follow-up on that, but I'll go to my last question. I was reading about the top 5 military trends in 2024. It included artificial intelligence, advanced defense equipment, Internet of Military Things, robotics and autonomy system, and big data analytics. Looking at our armed forces, which of these new trends fits into our armed forces? And I know you've been talking about modernizing our army. And I don't want to sit here to talk about our equipment base or whatever. We're sent to Akosombo with all the security personnel, and we're run through what we have. All the former security coordinators, defense officers, they were all there. We know our strength. But looking at where we sit today and what I just mentioned, what are you going to do to improve the area of technology to enable our armed forces meet the current trends in military and defense strategies? Thank you, and I wish you the very best, Kofi.
Thank you very much.
I proceed to give the floor to Honorable Rocks. Oh, very well, very well. Yes. Answer that question.
Mr. Chairman, to be very brief, modernization of the military is something that will be on the front burner. Whilst we pursue that, we will also not fall into the trap of, if we are not having the sophistication that is needed, it means we are paralyzed. So we shall optimize what we have. And I must say, it's very limited if you are to look at the trends, what our neighbors are doing, and the fact that we have assets in our land borders, the sea borders, and all. For instance, as I sit here, when I think of the Kita and the Volta basins, they stretch or seem to be stretching to other countries. These are matters that may even bring border disputes and all. So modernization is critical. We will not look at the modernization just within the context of equipment and technologies, but even modernization, the human resource and accommodation and everything, because it is when we look at it holistically that we will be able to have more from less. Our budget is limited. We are in a very difficult economic situation, and that is why when I met them, I said we need to innovate. We need to look at even how we can projectize some of our projects to tap into climate funds, so that if we can show that we have this carbon credit to trade, we will be able to have some funds to finance the military. So all these will be on board. In talking about Galamsey, I made mention of the UAVs, some of them which can even be weaponized. They all fit into this. But I will say that let's not let technology paralyze our military, because the force that we have, the expertise that they have, respected across the globe, there's so much that they are doing with the little that they have. I know they don't have the platforms to be able to fight some of the battles that they must engage in. But even there, you talk to them, and as ways of making up for the deficits. They sometimes even place naval officers on commercial vessels just so they can be able to protect some of these vessels and protect also our territorial integrity. So there are people who innovate a lot. There are people who, when supported, they will be able to do more for us. And so we will put all the balls in the air and ensure that our army is strengthened to be able to aggressively and timeously face any external aggressors. And if they also have to assist within our territory in ensuring law and order, they will do it professionally. Thank you.
Thank you very much.